Hello, welcome back to some more Sega GT Online. This is part 25, quarter way there. I don't even know why I'm saying that as if there's going to be 100 parts, because there probably won't be. But, next part here we're going to be tackling for Chronicle mode is the Renault Alpine A110. There are some other colors for this vehicle, but an Alpine A110 and anything that isn't blue seems a bit heresy to me. So let's just let's get on with it. Interestingly, we've got an Abarth 131 Rally in this race, which is interesting because that's a vehicle that we can't actually use at any point during the Chronicle mode because you never unlock it for this event, for this series. Now, the Alpine A110, it's quite a quick vehicle off the line. But one thing that this thing does greatly hurt is its top end is not particularly high. I think it does less. In fact, you remember how the Celica from earlier would do like 111? I'm pretty sure this thing can't even do 100. So like the top end on this thing particularly is, you know, quite low, but the A110 at least makes up for the fact that it's quick to get up to speed and is very good through the corners. Like, it is exceptionally good around the corners for a vehicle of this age. Well, I saw 99 miles an hour. So maybe it can just do 100. I'll have to see if I can actually hit the red line on this last bit here. Oh no, I might run out of room. Nope, 99 miles an hour. We cannot hit 100. We get insanely close, but just not there. That is heartbreaking. Again, at least the A110 makes up for the fact that it handles like a dream around these corners. It's like, honestly, if the Europa was really good, the A110 easily rivals the Europa around handling. It's very, very good. But yeah, 99 miles an hour, can't do 100. I imagine that's like the sort of number that you get up to, and when you realize you can't reach it, it sets you off in a way you don't expect. Because it's like an OCD thing. It's like, what are you telling me? You can't do 100. You get 99 and you can't. Ah! It's like that sort of thing. Pardon me. Hell, I still remember it. Seeing as weirdos actually here in chat right now, I still remember, like, oh god, that hit that really badly. Still remember how much it affected him, like back in those days when we used to, for some reason, we were insane enough to play Drift City. He had like a Lamborghini that could do 299. And then it's that one short, and you're just like, why? Why? The A110 for me is like that, but in an opposite way, I suppose. Anyways. At least I think that's what it was. Some Lamborghini that could do 299, if I'm remembering correctly. Like, this is years ago now. Alright. This thing is already so good around the corners that I don't need to get the tires just yet. So we're going to get the weight reduction. And hey, to be fair, we...
Hey, it's okay to be one short. I'm short one chromosome and I turned out fine.
Chromosome. Not... Chromosome. I don't know why that was amusing to me, but it just is. Thank you, by the way, Andrew, for the bit. Glad to know you're still here. But yeah, it's just... What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, we actually do have a relative vehicle for this race. That's the Renault 5 Turbo. Although, that being said, the 5 Turbo... Oh, wait. Oh, it's starting to get past them now. Well, I appreciate that, Andrew. It's nice to know. It's nice to know. Like, honestly, just having people to like, for me, what some people might not fully grasp, but, and this might just be a me problem more than anything. It's just having people to talk to, like that, for me, kind of goes a long way, because whilst I, in IRL, prefer to be in my own personal little space, and have always been like that, and probably always will be, just have people to talk to when I'm doing stuff like this, I feel it kind of helps keep, like, I would say it kind of helps keep me feeling sane. Like, I'm not sure how many people who might be watching this video once this is on YouTube, or people currently in Twitch chat, feel in regards to this, but it's the sort of thing where it's just sometimes, like, having a, even if it's like text you're reading, just having something to look at, like, it's that sort of feeling that it keeps you feeling sane. Because for me, it feels like if I was doing this, if I was streaming this and, like, it was just myself the whole time with no one watching or responding, I think eventually in my head I would go insane, because this whole time I'd be, like, talking to myself to, like, an audience of none. It's different when I'm, like, it's different when I'm, like, recording something that's not being sent out live, or if it's just me to myself in my own living space. That's different. I guess it's just when I'm actually doing something like this, it's that selfish feeling I feel. I think that's what might be what it is. It's like a selfish feeling of, like, wanting to make sure in my head I don't go insane thinking that the only person I'm talking to is myself. Again, different when I'm, like, just recording a video on my own, because then it's like, the obvious, like, payoff is for the responses to be, like, when the video goes up onto YouTube, rather than as it's happening live. I don't know. Does anyone think I'm just being selfish when I'm saying this, or is it just, like, or is there, like, any relatable feelings? At least, I don't know. That's the way I'm looking at it. I'm just fucking crazy. I think that's why we've seen a big influx of the streamer channels. Yeah, to be honest, I really should again look into doing, like, a multi-streaming thing, but I'm not really a big fan of the multi-streaming like the popular, like, multi-streaming thing you have to use. I feel like it's the layout, the design of it is not. I'm not particularly a huge fan of, because the way the sites manage the streams, like, they're both so different. Oh yeah, making content alone can very much at times be a mental toll, because I think it's like I think it's different if you're someone who IRL, like, is someone who would often talk with people, like, you talk to, like your mates or your buddies and stuff, and you had, like, a lot of people you could go to and whatnot for various things or another. Whereas with me, it's like I do not have that sort of thing. IRL, I'm very much alone to myself, and I think for me, it's like just having that sort of some voices not just voices, some people to speak to in this sort of capacity. I think is in a lot of ways it helps me from preventing from feeling completely lonely, like loneliness. I know in a lot of cases that's inflicted on myself, but the thing is, I'm just not a very outgoing person. I never have been. It's always been a struggle my whole life. So I think for me, it's just that feeling of having some voices, people to talk to. Fingers and throws. Thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Alright, tires. I meant more people that upload video. Oh, right. Yeah, I get that. If I regularly was doing if I was regularly doing a little bit more streaming and stuff, and was doing a bit more influx of games where like weird stuff happened, I would probably put more, like, make more clips and maybe use my old second channel as like a clips, turn that into like a clips channel. But I'm not in that situation right now where I could really do that. Hell, I would probably even use make clips for like actual just like LPs and such. I might do that. I have to look. In fact, honestly, yeah, that might not be a bad idea. I might have to think about that now. Now that idea is now stuck in my head, and I'm like, ooh. Anyways. Yeah, this thing is really good with the tires. Like, I can really take this car through these corners at some really high speeds. Like I said, this is the huge benefit of the Alpine in this. Is like, it's just such a nice car. It's such a nice car around the corners that it kind of helps make up for it's like the fact that it can only do like 99 miles an hour. Again, if this was the actual Sega GT mode, I could actually put some higher gears on it, so this thing would actually reach a higher top end, but you can't. But that's not a thing that's available in Chronicle mode, so I'm shit out of luck there. At least, I don't know. I guess that's just... Oh, my nose is slightly itchy now. At least a good thing, though, is, like... I think, like, if I get more committed to doing this and just do it a bit more regularly, I might be able to start growing this a bit further. I really just need to remind... Some days I need to just wake up and I need to just remind myself why I'm doing these things. And it's stuff like this. It's like, just remind me that the more I do it, the more it might interest people, and the more I might be able to build something out of it. Because I really want to get back to, because I was having, like, when I was doing this more regularly back in like 2017, 2018, I was doing pretty well, honestly. And I feel like it's been a climb to get back to that point again. And I feel like I need to get. It's more of just a personal goal for myself, is to try and get myself to where I was prior. But some people say, and I totally respect their decision saying this, because I believe they are right in saying this, is that I need to just remember to relax. I need to remember that it's, you know, I need to just remember that it's like, it's just, you know, it's just a thing for, it's just a thing that I need to have fun with for myself. 2018 was a chill time for the channel. Oh! Yes and no. Yes for, like, the actual content I was producing, and no for the IRL stuff, but also hello VJME. Like, 2018 content-wise, I'd say I was pretty happy with. 2018 IRL-wise, oh, that was a different story. Never again. Like, I really hope that if I ever have to, if for whatever reason I have to move into a place with roommates and stuff, that I never ever again get someone like that John guy, because holy fuck, that was one of the worst experiences. That was a terrible experience for me mentally. I have talked about him in the past, so anyone who's in chat who remembers me talking about that will know just how bad that was. Can I adopt you? You'd have to move to Canada first. Because I am not leaving this country. I don't want to be imported. I like being here in Canada. I like having the health care that I do have here. I don't want to lose that. Genuine Canadian domestic market import. Like, seriously, like, I don't want to, like, I really don't want to lose that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna, you know, try to do a few more of these, hopefully, throughout the year, and just try to, just hopefully over time, I just, you know, well, what car, well, what, well, where are you from? Where are you from where the cars are cooler? Yeah, it's like I said, hopefully the more I do this, because I will try to put a little bit more effort in making sure I do go live, because I had last year to really try and do that, but mentally I was just completely shot. But especially now, more going into 2021, I really kind of want to rekindle that passion. Just anywhere that's generally more prominent car scene. Mate, I live out, unless it's Wyoming. Mate, I live just outside of the capital city of my province. The capital city of which actually, well, before all the COVID stuff started happening, would actually run an annual car show, and not like, you know, like a kind of like one of those usual meet and greets. Like, no, an annual car show in which actual car brands would bring their actually brand new spanking vehicles. Like it's an actual genuine proper thing. There is a car market. There is a car scene where I am. I have seen very cool in Canada. I have seen my fair of some really cool vehicles over the years. Hell, I've seen quite a few Dodge Vipers over the years, and I'm of the feeling that Dodge. It's one of the coolest things you can see on the road is a Dodge Viper, especially if it's a GTS. Oh boy, I'm not particularly looking forward to this one because I'm suspecting it's going to be Blue Steel. Nope, it's Tornado Pass. Okay, this might go a little better then. I missed the boost start, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. Yeah, I think I've seen like a dozen or so, at least a dozen or so Vipers. Like, there's surprisingly quite a few people within Canada who really like those vehicles. Like, I used to live in around 2016, 2017, throughout from the summer of 2016 till the fall of 2017. I lived in an area called back when I was in Hamilton. Like there was a little sub area called Binbrook. It was kind of a little bit of ways from the larger thing, but it was a sub area that had like a bunch of housings and stuff, and it had like a few little stores and whatnot. But I lived in that area, and I would never think to myself, oh, there might be some like cool cars or anything, because I'm thinking maybe, so, you know, in this quieter run area, it might not be as like overly like cool or anything. But no, like there used to several times I would see a group of people who they must have all been connected together, like just going for drives when they're really neat vehicles. In fact, I have like a video still on my channel about it. It was like McLaren's, Ferrari, Porsche, Nissan GTR. They all like ran together. It was really neat seeing it, and I saw them more than once. And then I remember one day, just like on one weekend, I was kind of going into the usual area I would go to get some like to pick up a couple things. There was sitting in the parking lot of like near like a burger pub. There is a Dodge Viper GTS, a nice red one with white stripes. And we're talking like the GT1, the Gran Turismo 1 Viper GTS, like not the blue with white stripes, but that generation of Viper basically. It was amazing. It was like just seeing that up close. like for people, there's some people who think that car scene wise there isn't as much in Canada. That is completely the opposite. There is a thriving car scene in Canada for sure. Hell, I still remember when I was young. I used to live in a city called Burlington, and excuse me. And Burlington has one of the malls in Burlington called Mapleview Mall. During this, yeah, it's for sure, like, sure, what Weirdo said. During, usually from like the spring and summer and fall, every Wednesday evening, they would have a get together for a semi kind of like car show. Like you could almost consider it like Cars and Coffee, really. But they would always set that up every Wednesday evening at the parking lots there, and the amount of cars that would show up was like, oh, it's like almost the entire parking lot would be full of them, like alleys and alleys and alleys of cars, just tons of them. It's like and you get pretty much everything under the sun, like classic vehicles, like custom stuff, muscle cars, modern cars, like imported stuff. And I've even seen a Ford GT. I don't know if it was a real one or if it was a kit car, but I've seen a Ford GT40 there once before. Even if it was like a kit car, seeing a GT40 is like one of the coolest things like ever. That was amazing. Like, if I ever get the chance to go into Burlington for any particular reason, and I'm able to stay there for a little bit, I need to go to one of those again, because those were always so good. Hopefully they're able to do that again with after all the COVID stuff is finally dealt with, whenever that may be. I just would like to go to Burlington again, because Burlington is such a nice place. It was a lot different when I was living there, though. It was very kind of relative and quiet and not too crazy. You go there now, Burlington is so different now. There's so much going on in that place, but I still think it's such a nice city. If I had the opportunity to live there, I totally would. To live there again, I would definitely do so. Oh, I don't remember if it was left or right-handed. This is too long ago. Beaming went well. Very good. Oh, yeah, one of the McLarens I'm pretty sure I saw, in that little group thing in Binbrook that would drive along was probably, I'm pretty sure it was a 12C. I still think one of the weirdest things I've ever come across was, one of my friends who from Toronto took a picture of there was some sort of accident or something, which is never a nice thing. But in the picture, you see one of the cars clearly passing by is a 720S. It's if I was a car person, I'd be freaking out. But I think for him, he probably just ooh, cool car. Oh my god, it's just amusing. But there is as Weirdo said, the import rules in Canada are very relaxed. You know how in America there's you have the 25-year rule for imports. In Canada, that's not only is that the things that it needs to pass are a lot less stingy. There are things that it would need to pass in order to be importable. Not only is it way more relaxed, but instead of being a 25-year rule, it's a 15-year rule. Which means in Canada right now, the newest import you can have would be from 2006. Well, oh no, I know it's not the end all. I'm saying like I'm saying, Andrew, that it has to pass like other things too before it can be accepted in. That's what I'm trying to say. But what I'm saying here is like in Canada here, it's really more. It is treated. Our 15-year rule for the most part is treated a lot more like it's an end all. It's not like entirely the case, but it's way more relaxed here. Oh yeah, if a state recognizes a vehicle and registers, yeah, right, of course. But yeah, in Canada, it's way more relaxed. Because I'm pretty sure provincial and territorial wise, it's I'm pretty sure provincial and territorial wise, I don't think it's provincial territorial wise, I don't think it's it goes from province to province. I think it's just an overall, it's just a generalized consensus thing in Canada, really, in terms of importing vehicles. And that's not to say too, by the way, because I was seeing it in chat, there are Canadian-built vehicles. I mean, many of the major manufacturers have plants in Canada, so a lot of cars that are sold to Americans can often be built in Canada. And then you also have like Canadian things like from the ground up. Like you have one that was mentioned earlier, the HTT Plethore, and another one, the Felino CV7. Hell, the Pterodyne, you know, the Pterodyne Gurkha, that giant-ass vehicle. The Pterodyne Gurkha is Canadian-built. And there we go, by the way. It's still such a good car, this A110. It's just the way it drives is so good. As I just take another sip of my drink. And of course, we unlock a Clio. Unfortunately, in this little thing, it's not blue, so Zen is not impressed. But at least you can make it blue in the actual thing. So there is at least one way of getting around that. All right. Anyway, so that is another one down, and ooh, boy, the next part is going to be a bit of a doozy. Because we have to drive a 56 horsepower 1964 Honda S600 next. Oh dear. This one's gonna hurt. But we'll feel more of that pain in the next part, so stay tuned for that. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure to hit like and subscribe because it really does help the channel out. Check out my links down below in the description box. You can also check me out on Twitch whenever I'm going live. Just like all these people here in the chat right now. And if you want to help support the channel, check out my Patreon. Just $1 more will get your name at the start of the video. Thank you, and I'll hopefully see you next time.